Hello there everybody and welcome back to my F1 2021 career mode. We're now at round 13 of season 3. This is Spa-Francorchamps. If you haven't seen the last race, I urge you to go back and check that out before checking this one out. This is your last chance to do so before spoilers. So here we are then about to start a qualifying lap and, well, we just went in a bit too eager there, didn't we? And we just caught the curb and round it went. But yes, we are at Spa-Francorchamps off the back of 2 wins and taking the lead in the World Drivers' Championship. So we are on a run here, there is no doubt about that. And I am here to carry on that run here at Spa as we hit the gravel and execute what I can only describe as the perfect 360. I mean, that's literally what it was. It was a perfect 360. I cannot fault that. You know, the Olympic judges would give that pirouette 9.5. But anyway, here we are at Spa. Like I said, off the back of 2 wins, we took the lead of the championship at Budapest. So what we're aiming to do here is to build on that advantage and hopefully have a good race, which starts, of course, with us qualifying competitively. Here we are in Q1. We've set a much better lap time. We're over 3 seconds quicker, thanks to not pirouetting in between sectors 1 and 2. But the fact that we completed a lap when we pirouetted and it was still quicker than Nikita Mazepin, I mean, that just says everything, doesn't it? That a driver can complete a perfect 360 in a lap and still be faster than Mazepin. But anyway, we're now in Q3 and using all the road and a bit more there to try and get pole position. This lap is very quick. We're over a second quicker than Valtteri Bottas in P6. Not looking good for the two Mercedes, it's got to be said. They're down in 6th and 8th at the moment. And I could deprive them of yet further positions here. Jenson Button only in 7th, which is really not good for him at all. But we're coming up to the final chicane. The bus stop chicane. Ricciardo, which could have been a problem, comes into the pit. So that is no longer a problem. Is it pole position? You bet it is.
Excellent lap. We're really pleased.
With qualifying finished, it's time to remind ourselves of our top 3. Joker, Verstappen and Sergio Perez. Well, that wraps up qualifying, but don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow as we head into the Grand Prix. Welcome along then to the Belgian Grand Prix, the race that gave us the maiden victory for the Jordan team in 1998. And in the same team, the phenomenal debut of a young Michael Schumacher. There's always something special around one of the many corners of this fan-favourite circuit. Spa-Francorchamps today, a circuit that spans 4.35 miles. There are tons of elevation changes along the way too. 19 corners making up this circuit, with 9 of those to the right and the remaining 10 to the left. This track is a great one for fans of pure speed. The average lap speed comes close to a whopping 145 miles an hour. A warm welcome to Anthony Davidson, who's beside me in the commentary box today. Let's talk about Joker. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
It's been a really solid year so far. There have been some incredible standout performances, but what's really impressed me has been the consistency. With this kind of form, I'm expecting another great race today.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Joker lines up on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Perez, Ricciardo, Lando Norris, and Gasly, Bottas, Hamilton, Tsunoda, and Charles Leclerc, Sainz, Ocon, Lance Stroll, and Giovinazzi, Russell, Joe, Jenson Button, they've taken a grid penalty, and Nicholas Latifi, Markelov, Mick Schumacher, Vettel, and Nikita Mazepin. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
22 laps of holding on to P1 is going to be a challenge round here, but we will do our best. What can we do then? It is lights out and away we go. We got a lot of wheel spin. Verstappen's going to go past. I'm going to have to try and outbrake him. Perez is on my right though, and I'm going to have to brake late there, and I nearly go into Verstappen and go very, very wide. Right, what happened there was that I was very late on the brakes, later than Max. I couldn't dart right because Perez was there. Now we've got Hamilton trying to get alongside me into Eau Rouge. I'm now alongside Leclerc. What happened there was I had to brake broke very, very late, and I had to take a very late avoiding action to not hit Max, and I lost a few positions, but now we're getting one back on Leclerc. No, we're not, because I've hit the curb, outside curb. Round the car has gone, and I have caused a traffic jam. I'm trying to recover, but we've nerfed the barrier. That is going to be front wing damage. There's still a traffic jam, and as a result, the safety car is out. Oh, that was my mistake twice there. First, making a mistake on the start, having to take avoiding action from Max. Braking too late and having to dive left instead of diving up the inside because I did not want to turn in on Perez. And then hitting the outside curb at the end of the Kemmel Straight just really unbalanced the car and round it went. But the safety car is now out, so I've elected to pit in, repair the front wing, get a new set of tyres on it, and surprisingly, we are only down to P14. How many cars that got caught in that traffic jam and needed a front wing change? Well, there was quite a few of them, wasn't there? But we are racing again at Spa. It is lap 4 out of 22. And I am getting ready to try and have at the guys in front of me and prevent George Russell from getting very close. But he's looking interested, isn't he, in the Williams? New medium tyres. He's ready to go for me there, isn't he? As we nearly lose it round Eau Rouge, that corner. Very hard to take flat out, and the car sometimes does go sideways, but we're now alongside Leclerc here. I've understeered slightly. Leclerc turns into me. He goes wide and recovers, and there's been a big shunt behind me. What has happened there? Right, Leclerc, I understeer. Leclerc turns in, and then he rejoins straight into the path of George Russell, who has nowhere to go but straight into him. We've seen that from Russell's view. I understeer slightly. Leclerc turns into me, goes off, and then recovers into the path of George Russell. And as a result, we have our second safety car of the day. 2 safety cars in the first few laps. That is insane here at Spa. Our current leader then, I believe, is Yuki Tsunoda. And Mick Schumacher is in second in the Haas. Gunther Steiner would pass out of joy if he thought his driver had a chance of finishing P2 here.
Copy that.
We look like rock stars. Anyway, back to Spa now, and Lando Norris is getting very eager on Mick there. He's getting very, very eager actually in the slipstream, and I have no doubt he will get past before the end of the Kemmel Straight. And I'm afraid to say that Mick Schumacher, for anyone coming through at this point, he will be a sitting duck because he is in a very underpowered Haas, although Lando Norris going very wide there might have left him an opportunity. We're going to go around the outside of Mick Schumacher around here. Not traditionally an overtaking place, but we have made it one because we have got the job done. We have got the overtake done. And now it is time to just follow Lando Norris, see if he can close up on Yuki Tsunoda, because that might bring us in towards Yuki Tsunoda as well. P3 then, despite everything in this race. It's just madness what we've seen so far, isn't it? Absolute madness. Now Giovinazzi and Sainz have got past the mobile chicane that is Mick Schumacher, and Sainz actually having quite a strong showing here. Ferrari haven't had too many strong showings in Season 3 of this career mode, but Sainz, so far, really up there, so having a good race so far. But back with me, can I get past Lando Norris, or is he going to be a little bit tricky to overtake? We've got DRS, we've got overtake, we've hit that button, and we're getting ever closer and closer and closer, but I don't think we're going to be close enough this time. No, we're not. So I just have to wait behind Lando Norris, but coming through Blanchimont, look how much closer I'm getting here. We're going to take a dive up the inside of Lando Norris here, and that is going to be the position. Although we go very wide. No, it's not going to be the position because we go very wide and have to recover back onto the circuit. Tsunoda pits from the lead, having had a great stint. Norris now leads. I'm in second, but I'm also elected to pit to get my second set of medium tyres on and go to the end of the race at a 1.8 second pit stop. That is insane.
Last stop. No more scheduled
I'll
pit
tell you what,
stops.
people bring their road cars in to be serviced must think to themselves, I wish they could change our tyres as quick as that. Anyway, we have come out ahead of Guan Yu Zhou, which is critical for our race. And we've got a nice clear bit of track before we get to Tsunoda and Ricciardo. So that's critical as well. I'm trying to get closer to this little battle here. I don't know who it is that's ahead of Tsunoda at the moment. I believe it's Sebastian Vettel. Button is in the pits then. We're going to take a very late dive up the inside of Ricciardo. No way through there. And Vettel pits. We're going around the outside because Ricciardo went in very tight. So we'll have less momentum going down the pit straight than we will. And that is the position taken. So we are now up into that critical... Well, we're now up into P7. Nothing critical about it. Lando Norris then getting ahead of Yuki Tsunoda in the pit. So Norris having a great stint and really having a great drive in this race. He's really doing well, but Tsunoda is very close. Will he have a look down the end of the Kemmel Straight? I don't think he has the run. So Norris having a really good afternoon here. Me, not so much, but I'm trying to now catch Yuki Tsunoda and hopefully have a look into the bus stop. I'm getting ever closer, and this is going to be a very late lunge. Can we get the move done? Yes, we can. There's a little bit of contact on the exit there. Oh, come on, that didn't merit a warning. That did not merit a warning. Anyway, we've set the fastest lap of the race. Norris now dead ahead, and he's tucked up behind Sergio Perez on the hard tyres. And I tell you what, that strategy's clearly not worked for him, because he's really holding up Norris and myself now, and Tsunoda is still within a shout of this battle too. So I really need to get ahead of Perez and Norris to have a chance of going for this win here. Gonna have a look down the inside. Now to the outside of Blanchimont. Breathe in as we go round the outside of Blanchimont. And we have made that move work. That was a proper... Oh, down the inside of Perez. Is that going to work? Oh, Perez less inclined there. And we do end up muscling him a bit out the way as we lose it there. But just, here we go, down the inside of Perez. And, well, he didn't anticipate me coming there. So, I don't know. But that move around the outside of Lando Norris, I'm not going to lie, when I was recording this, I did have to breathe in tight because I didn't think I was going to make it. I really thought there was going to be a horrible collision that wiped us both out of the race. Now Lando Norris coming back at me down the Kemmel Straight, not having any of that and keeping that door closed, as it's now time to go after Valtteri Bottas, who is leading the race here at Spa. And, well, we're now coming round to Pumon, but we've hit the inside curve. Round it goes. Is that my race over? Is that my race over? No, we just nerfed the barrier ever so lightly. No damage done, and we can continue. The only thing bruised is pride. We hit the curb. I thought that was going to be my race over at that point. I thought I was going to go spinning straight into the wall, lose a wheel, but I'm able to recover. But that was such an amateurish mistake. We hit the inside curb and round it went, and that has taken my tyre life with it. I've lost places to Sainz and Gasly as well, from 2nd to 8th, because of what was a very silly mistake by us, pushing too hard to try and get after Valtteri Bottas, and 2nd just becomes 8th. And Lewis Hamilton, though, down in 9th, so our championship contenders aren't doing so well here, as we see Italian Jesus pulling off. Giovinazzi is out of the race, and, well, that engine's just not going any further. It's a shame. He was actually having quite a good run today. Right, Gasly and Sainz now getting interested. Gasly up the inside of Sainz. Sorry, not up the interest. What is that commentary? Anyway, up the inside of Sainz went Gasly for P6, and that is leaving Sainz vulnerable to us. I'm trying to gain momentum around the outside here, but my tyres just don't have the grip they once did. And now I'm trying to get after the cars in front, but you can see there, because of the spin, I don't have the grip on the tyres I need. Down the inside of Steinsen! Again, breathing, and we've got that move done. We are up into P7 now. Gasly is in P5, Perez in P6. I'm covering on Carlos Sainz because he's having a look round the outside. No way through there for Sainz. And now we've got to try and recover and get back after Perez. But look at the momentum he's got out of the corner. Even Perez going quite slowly. And what are we, speaking of going slowly, we've got Jenson Button and someone's gone into him. So Jenson Button pulling off to retire. And an Alfa Romeo has just gone straight into him. Just looking at that. I think that's Markelov that went into him. It just looks to me like Markelov did nothing to avoid that. He just ploughed straight into Jensen there. But at any rate, the safety car has come out. And thinking at this point I had little to lose, I made a very strange strategic decision to pit onto the soft tyres. Now, I wasn't aware when I pitted in that I would drop down as far as I had. I thought I'd come out around about P9-ish, you know, ahead of Verstappen. So I actually really misjudged that, but whatever. We've got two laps as a sprint finish now to go. Fresh soft tyres. What can we do here? First off, we're going down the inside of Stroll, taking P10. Pretty easy. Right, next up is Verstappen. Verstappen being in P9, Hamilton being in P8. So it's a bad day for the title contenders then. You got Perez in 6th, Hamilton in 8th, Verstappen in 9th. I'm in 10th, but I tell you what, it's a good day for all the drivers who wouldn't normally be up near the top of the field to grab the scraps that we have left on the table. Anyway, trying to catch up to Verstappen, but the problem is now we've reached the part of the circuit where overtaking is very, very difficult, and I could have done with nipping a couple of cars early on to make this strategy work, and it simply hasn't worked. So a bit of an amateurish decision there as well. Well, it's Ferrari approved strategy there, I would say. Anyway, we're now coming to have a look down the inside of Max Verstappen into, I forget the name of that corner, but we've now got past Max Verstappen into P9, Hamilton next in P8, and this should be a straightforward overtake into the bus stop. We're going to take the left. Hamilton, is he going to come across? Give me room, Lewis. We've tagged him a little bit there, but Lewis not giving me any room. Collision warning? Really? I'm sorry, but I would not call that my fault. Why am I getting the collision warning for that? I was alongside, he gave me very little space. But anyway, we're now right behind Carlos Sainz, who is in P7. He's just kind of fallen down the field, hasn't Carlos? He was really up there for most of the race, but in the last phase of the race, he's just fallen down the field. And he's going to fall even further now, because we're going to have a look for P7. He goes to cover the inside. We're going to brake late and sweep around the outside. Next up is Sergio Perez then in P6. And this should be a straightforward dive. No, it isn't. Perez covers. I'm going to go to the outside. We're going to try and complete this move around the outside. We have completed the move around the outside. And that is P6 for us. And unfortunately, I just do not think we have enough time to catch... Well, we don't have enough time to catch Daniel Ricciardo and Pierre Gasly. If we had one more lap, I feel like we could have caught them both. But unfortunately, we don't have that one lap. And I feel like this has been a bit of an amateurish drive from me, because we lost positions at the start due to me missing my braking spot and avoiding action. And then I had that spin which caused a traffic jam. Then after recovering well, I had a spin at Poumon which nearly took me out of the race. And after that, the decision to pit under the safety car, I'm not going to lie, that I don't understand why I did that. I feel like I was hoping I could come out round, like I said, ahead of Verstappen in P9 so that I could gain positions quickly. It didn't happen, but we'll take P6 and the fastest lap. I feel like that's the best I deserved from that race.
And Mercedes have pulled off a great victory here today. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
It was a question of right place, right time today. We were looking at an entirely different race before the safety car came out, but they were able to take full advantage after the field had been bunched up.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes.
To whom it may concern, Valtteri Bottas is the winner of the Belgian Grand Prix, with Lando Norris finishing second. A brilliant drive by Lando. Yuki Tsunoda up in third, securing the podium for AlphaTauri. Brilliant drive by Tsunoda, actually, to hold on to that position. Then it's Ricciardo in fourth. Gasly again going impressively in fifth. He is having a mighty season. We got sixth, then Perez got seventh, Sainz eighth, and Verstappen and Hamilton rounding out the 10. It just wasn't a great day for us, but because of the bad day of the championship contenders, we are able to extend our lead from Hamilton to 18 points, Perez to 24, but look who's muscling in. It's Valtteri Bottas now within 30 points and putting himself in contention. Well, thank you for watching this race. Don't forget to leave a like and hit the subscribe button if you're new and you want to see more content from me. Until the next time, stay safe, look after yourselves, TTFN guys, ta for now.